Welcome, Commander Smiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
This is episode 164.
Correct.
And we are playing a fun game that we always do when a new set comes out because we just found out all the cards.
Strixhaven has been fully spoiled this week, and we will go through all of the legends.
All of them.
All of them.
But the twist here, if you haven't seen this or heard this before, is we do Commander, 99, or Muff Garbage. So if we don't think it's good anywhere, Muff Garbage. If we think it's mainly a 99 card, we vote on that. We say that. We only have two of us voting, so if we both vote for different things, then I don't know what we do. We pick the higher of the two, maybe. And then the last one is the Commander. So have a fun little. I kind of want to play the button right now.
You can do whatever you want. It's our podcast, okay?
This is the new opener for it. So if this is what defines it. Ready?
Who am I? Your commander.
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You're garbage! You sick old woman! Muff garbage! Muff garbage!
So that is the new opener.
You did a really good job with that. That sounds wonderful.
It sounds a lot better than what it was before. So I'm happy with that because then it just makes me want to watch X-Men.
I know. Like that music is so good. Like you could just lay a fart over the top of that and I'd be like, ba, 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 ba. So, ba, la, la, la.
I don't get what you mean by okay, there we go. Just having a fart in there.
Just having a fart just pop up and you're like, what?
Maybe I will.
It didn't take me out of it anyway. I love this song.
No, that's actually why I changed it because I was like, before it was just that beginning, the do, or how did it go? It was the do, but it's just in a loop, a 3-second loop. I was like, man, this just makes me want to hear the whole song. So I was like, all right, I'm screwing it. I'm doing it 16 seconds in. And yeah, I think it sounds better anyways. But yeah, so what we do is we're going to go through all the legendary stuff. This one will be a little different because we have the flip cards now. So we'll be talking about the front and the back side and voting on that. We also have Stump the Smith. We're going to only do one this week. And then where are we with one spec? What do we got?
We're going to do Hour of Devastation. And I think Adam has roughly the only good card, and then I got a little bit of a stretch.
I think yours is decent, though. I think
it's all right.
It has its peaks and valleys, and I think it's at a valley. So I think you're picking well.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's
because it's a unique effect that yours has. So I dig it. Let's see. What are you drinking this week? I'm actually drinking with you this week.
Yay!
I think you were absolutely correct that I was boozing it up before I had because of the dog dying, and went to the doctor the next morning, and my liver wasn't doing too well because I just drank. Did you like talk with them? And they're like, oh, that makes sense. I just went with what you said because I told Cindy, and she's like,
I am not a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't dole out medical advice.
That's what I'm going to tell my doctor. Is like, well, I talked to my cousin and he thought this, so I went with it.
He didn't even Google it. He's just pulling shit out of his ass.
Yeah.
That's even more legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am drinking what is called Bandito. It is a pale ale triple dry hopped with mosaic. It's a cool can. It's like a raccoon or a trash panda. And this is out of Florida.
Not so
we'll
nice.
see how that is.
I'm just kidding. I didn't know they had like breweries there. Although no, you went to some when you were there. Yeah.
Right. They had some good beers. They had. Do you remember that 420 beer that I had while I was in Florida, and it just smelled
super high? No,
they had a 6-pack at my my liquor store, and I almost bought it, and I was like, I could barely finish that one because of how
skunky it was,
intense of a flavor it was.
It's pretty crazy because I did have that. What was that last year? I had that one that it just smelled like I was drinking a joint like the whole time. I was like, this is weird. I'm actually drinking. It's called Rare Candy.
Ooh.
Cool can like yours. It's a blueberry raspberry sour, and this is from Elm Creek Brewing. So
you liking it?
Yeah, it's actually really good. This is I got a 4-pack just for the cast. It's pretty tasty though, so I dig it. I also had Crush. I decided to go with sours this week. You know, I haven't had beer in a while. Right. It's been doing the whiskey and stuff. I went back to that Crush, but they had an apricot sour, which is actually pretty decent. So I'll probably have that one for next week. Okay. Anything interesting? Oh, I have good news. I kind of told you this precast. My wife signed me up for the vaccine shot. Not signed me up. I am getting my vaccine shot. Oh, yes.
Next week.
So next Wednesday, I will be getting my vaccine. It's the Johnson & Johnson. I mean, I'd rather have the others, but I'm not be choosy. I'm getting a vaccine shot, and that's all that matters. So the nice thing about this one is it's just that one shot, and it seems like the side effects are a lot less than the other two.
Yeah.
So
my wife just got her second shot this weekend, day before Easter. And
did she have any side effects with it?
She's, yeah, it probably took about 24 hours, and then she started really dragging, and then she got a all right night's sleep, and then tried to go to work and came back home midday, like lunch break, and she went to bed real early tonight. Yeah. So
it's been kicking ass, but it's protecting so well, with that higher 90s or whatever. So I did get a couple games in with Magda this weekend with the Discord. I got 3 games in. They all went pretty fast. And being able to tutor your library is kind of a good thing.
It seems like a good thing. I mean, I'm sure it kind of like brings you back to what we were before the podcast when it was like tutoring, and
it's so I like it, but like you just said, I don't know if I'm I'll play it in person when we start to play in real life to get a taste of it.
Totally looking forward to that. Yep. Great.
But I don't know how long. I don't know if this will always stay in my rotation of decks because of that tutor aspect to it. Man, I'm saying tutor. We're saying, man, there's a lot of every time we're saying it, I'm like, jokes. Oh, this is more editing to put farts in there. Shit.
Dude, why don't you have that button ready? Just going.
Right. So then I don't have to do it. I should be on that while I'm talking about Magda. Where's my fart button? There it is. All right.
Perfect. So, yep. Wow, I hear that pretty clear. That's not enjoyable.
Imagine when I edit it in instead of doing it off a button. It's really loud and clear. So it was interesting. So game 1, I'm trying to remember how the games went, because 2 of the games went by me going to get Hellkite Tyrant. I was playing Matt the Monarch. Did you play? You played with him, I think, a couple weeks ago. Yep. So he went and got a bunch of. He was lacking on his lands, so he went and tutored for another Monarch, and came to my turn, and I had the Dwarf Elf that gives haste already. Mm-hmm. So then I sacrificed 5 treasures. Got the Hellkite Tyrant, gave it haste, and took all the stuff he just went and got. He was just like, you're welcome. I could have gotten, he had a vampiric tutor, so he could have gotten the land. He's like, you're welcome. So 2 of the games I won that way. And then the 3rd game, I purposely didn't go get Hellkite Tyrant in the beginning.
And then you were forced to.
Then Guy was playing Kenrith, and he basically was going to make me mill out my entire deck.
Draw out your deck.
Yeah. Sorry. Draw. Yep. Draw. I had Platinum Empyrean saved me both games, or 2 of the 3 games. This one, Platinum Empyrean with Platinum Angel, saved me as well, because my life total can't change with Empyrean. You can't lose the game with Angel. So when he made me draw my cards, before he did that, I went and got Hellkite Tyrant. And I also went and got Elixir of Immortality, which was fucking awesome. I added that after we talked about it on the cast.
Yeah.
We were texting back and forth. That's a perfect add in that, because you won't get milled out. I had enough mana to be able to sack it, shuffle everything back in.
Heinzman would be really proud of you.
Yeah, finally, because remember you talked about it, like the card doesn't work anywhere, but
doesn't really work.
Perfect.
It worked in that instance.
Yeah. Well,
That's
it's in this to go tutor for it. And that's kind of the interesting thing about Magda is I have an answer at all times. So there was a part where the second game guy was about to swing in. He had the Cadiz that does whenever a commander deals damage, it does it to all the players.
Oh yeah.
And so he was about to swing in at Matt with that to do 20 some damage and kill him, but then it also is doing it to me. So I went and searched and got removed it from the game. You know, the meteor golem took it out.
Oh, okay.
And then another time I was about to take like 30 damage from Matt, and I went and got Platinum Empyreon, so my life didn't change at all. And so it was pretty solid. I think it's a little with that tutoring ability, it makes it
sounds like work. You just like gas.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just, I just don't like that as much, but it's kind of fun. But we were kind of talking about is then you kind of get in, you could crutch into certain things. And that's what ended up happening. Hellkite Tyrant was my game winner all 3 games.
And it sounds like the platinum package is like the lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
And
which
so
is kind of nice to have. I was just surprised that, you know, because then Guy drew out his deck. He only had the 2 removal and they were in his graveyard and he had no recursion to get it back. So he was like, well, this is game, so I'm just going to draw myself out and you can't kill me.
Moral victories.
Yeah. So the cool thing was I did win with Hellkite Tyrant via technically him drawing himself out, but having 20 artifacts. So I got the alt win with that. And then the other 2 games I won because I stole all their artifacts. And then I was really douchey the first game. I was destroying Matt's land. So I was just like, take that land out, take that land out, take that land out. So I removed all his land and he's just like, I can't do anything. Let's just call it. I'm like, okay. Looking like an asshole. I'm killing all your land.
Hey, new patron, I'm going to destroy everything you hold dear.
You mean?
Hello, boobies.
Or that. Same thing.
So yeah, it was fun. First game I've gotten to play non-league games since before December.
Commander Legends.
So it was good. What'd you get anything fun this week? Do anything fun?
No.
No.
Signed my son up for daycare. Gonna bring him in tomorrow. He starts tomorrow, which is yesterday when you're listening to this. So,
don't send a message to Larry saying good luck tomorrow.
Hey, good luck. I'll be like, yeah, it was awful. He got reminded that it was happening around dinner, and then it was just acting out the whole time. And then it's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm shy. Then stop yelling at me. So he's nervous.
It was but he's been there before though, right?
Yeah, I mean it was a year ago though.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a ton of memories, and he was always kind of shy going in then too. Like he didn't want to go and he didn't want to leave type thing. And so it's going to be that for probably similar situation where it's like drop him off. It's going to take forever in the morning to get him ready, and then I'll have to pick him up and haul him out just to get him home.
Yeah.
So
the funny thing about that is like, so Drake has been in school this whole year. You know, we took him out for distance learning for a while there at the peak of things. But Zeke, he keeps like, I think he misses being in daycare, even though we never talked. But he's like, when we pick up Drake from school, like, what would you do at school today, Drake? And he's like, I did this, and that. I played outside, blah, 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 blah. Zeke's like, my teacher did this, and I had this, and ZZ talked to me, and I did this, and we did. I'm like, no, you're with me all day. Who are you talking about? You didn't do this. You haven't done that for like a year. But yeah, I feel bad but I'm trying to do more like special things. So like today I took him out on the bike path to try to teach him he doesn't get pedaling, you know, like Drake last week, I took him out and he learned how to go without training wheels. He already kind of had done that before, but then he like started to lean on the training wheels last summer. So this time we went for the walk and I took off the training wheels and he was biking and now he can bike. So
Nice.
Zeke just isn't getting that motion of like when your foot goes forward, you push forward. So he pedals like 2 times and then he pushes backwards and it stops. And then he has like mine or Cindy's frustration level. And then he's just like, fuck it, I'm done. Get me back on the little Strider bike. Do you guys have a Strider bike at all?
Yeah, we have a Strider one.
Yeah. So he's learning on that. But nothing new for me. I'm trying to
tags.
I gotta somehow get this new button in. I don't know how I'm gonna get it in. One thing I could do, I am curious. You aren't wearing your robe. Is it because it's why aren't you wearing your there it is.
had it there. I just forgot.
I was like, this is weird. He doesn't have his signature robe on. It's only for the YouTubers. Again,
God damn it.
YouTube, you guys can see our faces in Lowry's robe and card previews if you guys check us out there.
Robe.
All right. Should we do the tags here? All right. So a couple things. Last month, we did have a record-breaking month, and we killed it for record-breaking month last month.
It's going to be a while before we break that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
And
that isn't even including the YouTube increase of views too with just the podcast stuff. So thank you guys. And what we do every month whenever we break the record is we're going to do a giveaway. So this month we are going to be doing Time Shifted. And what are we giving away, Larry?
So to anybody that retweets, likes, and even comment, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
On our post, you enter a chance to win Kiki Jiki Time Shifted, and then if you become a patron, you get a chance at winning
$5 or more, right?
$5 or more. Yep, yeah. You get a chance at winning Yawgmoth
Time Shifted. My video
Time Spiral Remastered.
The Time Shifted one, but not foil.
Not foil.
Because they're not
foil.
We're not giving you guys $300 cards.
We like you, just not that much.
Maybe if we had another 1,000 patrons, then that would be a good giveaway there. But
yeah, that's. I mean, would we? Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely we could throw that in there. Yeah, definitely at that point. So come on, become a patron. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Con your friends into becoming patrons too, and then tell them just to get $1 in, and then they're not actually entered into any of those. Yeah.
So yeah, the patron ones, you don't even have to do anything. That's just if you're a $5 or more. By the end of the month, we'll do a drawing like we did last month, or no, we skipped a month, so the month before. And then Kiki Jiki will be for anybody that tweets. So you don't even have to be a patron, but you can be a patron and do that. So we did actually last month. Or the last giveaway 2 months ago.
2 months ago
was both patrons. So it actually was a patron on each end. So, all right. So that is that. That is on Twitter. We'll go a little bit reverse order with that. But Twitter, you can also find our Curated MTG, which Lowry does two a week, which has been getting a lot of play, especially when we get to the YouTube part.
The YouTube shorts do, yeah.
Yep. And then Proxy of the Week is also on there. # Proxy of the Week, # Curated MTG. Not sharing with Adam. We do some mail day. Is that what we're calling it? I don't remember.
We don't have a hashtag on it. It's
we just brag about what cards we got.
Yeah.
Card sphere cards, trade cards,
purchased cards.
Yeah. TCG. But you can also direct message us there or shoot us an email at gmail.com with CommanderSmiths. The way to support the show financially, you can donate $1 or more, which gets you into the Discord, gets you into the Battle Box League, which will be starting up with Strixhaven, which are some really quick rule changes with that. We are bringing in Spell Table to play the league there. So I know a lot of other Discords and stuff have already been playing Spell Table. We've been sticking with Cockatrice. We're going to be doing a mix of it. So if we have enough people for Spell Table, we'll go that route. It kind of works out perfect with it because you have the cards, because that's what you're playing with. You open the box and that's what you got. So it's going to work out perfect. You don't have to worry about proxy stuff and all that. So $1 just gets you into that league, and then you just have to buy your box and you can play there. You also have access to Unsnipped, which is just huge success. Is just for the YouTubers there. For Lowry shaking his head no, but Unsnipped, that is where you can hear our pre-stuff. Trying to decide if we want to put our political rants on there. Probably not. That might still get cut unless people really want to hear it. But that's where you hear all the pre-stuff where we were talking about what we're going to do for the episode. $5 or more gets you the proxy of the week each month. If you're $100 or more lifetime, you can pick from any of the hashtag proxy of the weeks. Was there anything else from Patreon? I think that's it. Jump over to YouTube. Free way to support the podcast is to become subscribed to our YouTube channel. We're pushing to a 1,000. We're getting there. We're getting there.
And like it.
Yes.
Just
subscribe.
like
very least. That's all you have to do. Jump over there. Even if you don't
like
go
it
on.
as well. Just it's just an easy thumbs up.
Just liking and subscribing is perfect, especially.
I'm definitely a hypocrite because I watch a ton of stuff that I like and never hit that thumbs up. So,
but I do subscribe to stuff where I'm like, I want to see more from this guy. I want to do this. So that's where you have been seeing Curated MTG, 2 of those a week at least. Not at least, that's what it's been. Proxy of the week with a proxy short. Then you have our podcasts on Snips on there. Then the little short that we have, which I'm still baffled by that it doesn't get like millions of hits, because last week's David Hasselhoff, did you? Yeah, you saw. I sent you.
Yeah.
The chest hair.
I laughed.
It just popped up. I was like, if this doesn't go viral, I don't know what to do. And then it didn't go viral. I was like, God damn it.
I still don't know what to do.
Yeah. So that's where you see stuff on YouTube. There's going to be some more Commander Spotlight stuff will be coming soon. There's some just the tip videos on proxies and all that fun stuff, or shipping. I have another one coming out for eBay stuff, by the way. Just a little preview to that. Don't sell anything on eBay for $5 or under, because eBay for some reason decides to take 20% on those sales. I don't get it.
That's a lot.
And then with their new card shipping program, anything between $20 and 1 penny and 25, you might as well sell it at 20, because you got to pay. If you want tracking, you got to pay $3.25 for that. And then when you take in eBay's fees, it ends up being you lose money. You lose, like if you would have sold it for 20, you would make more money than selling it at 24 or 24.50. So I'm going to have a video of that coming up to kind of show my sales of where it proves that and everything. Okay. So anyways, and I think that's it, right? Follow us on Twitter. We already did all the Twitter stuff. So I think we just kind of like go to the God, where is it? What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant.
I look forward to this every week.
Just the song?
Yeah, not the game. Game makes me look stupid. The song makes me happy.
You're the savant. You get it right a lot. All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card. Larry is going to try to guess what that card is. He can ask yes or no questions. Every no I give him is he'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
Every right answer or yes, he will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
He starts off with 100 points. Every one that he gets wrong is minus 10 points. Every clue I give him is minus 5 points. Points don't matter, just like whose line is it anyways. All right, I'm only doing one this week, so I hope it lasts longer than 10 seconds. So let's see here. You might get this right away because yeah, I'm not going to give any more hints. All right, you ready? Here we go. Let's show Vorinclex that progress doesn't always need teeth or claws. Malcator, Executor of Synthesis. Let's show Vorinclex that progress doesn't always need teeth or claws.
Okay,
Malcator,
so
executor of synthesis.
So this would be from New Phyrexia, set-wise. Yeah. The synthesizer makes me feel like it's a blue card. Okay, Jin Gataxius style. Golly.
Well,
is it Jin Gataxius Core Augur?
Wrong,
Okay.
wrong.
can I take that back? It isn't necessarily. It's going to give it away. It's not a blue card.
It's not a blue card.
It's not a blue card. I just gave it away though.
No, that doesn't give it away. What do you? It's not a blue card, but it's a blue card. It's enough of a blue card for you to.
I screwed up, and I shouldn't have. I should have said it wasn't a blue card.
Okay, well then you have to. Yeah, then you have to tell me. So it's
not a blue card.
It's not a blue card at all.
No. But it can only go in blue decks.
Yeah. All right, 2 colorless 04.
Yeah, damn it.
Hello, booby.
That's where I screwed up. I shouldn't have been like, because I was like, yeah, it's blue. And I was like, oh shit, no, it's not blue. It's an artifact, and it doesn't. It only can go in blue decks. It's. You're gonna get the name? Oh man!
You would say it.
Oh
Damn
man! This is your baby.
I know.
I know
I was just
it is.
hoping that
brain
you'd
fuck.
say it in there, and then I wouldn't have to think anymore. It is.
I'm so surprised. This is your baby.
Shit. This was it's a double masters. It was in a modern masters that has
It was in every Lowry blue deck.
green, or was it like a Grand Prix foil, or maybe a judge foil?
Features what looks like a horrifying bug.
It is a horror.
Mm.
Hello, boobies.
Yeah. Right. Spellscape.
Hello,
boobies.
It's a blue
Got it.
card. Oh, no, it's not a blue card. I was like, you're gonna keep going
I
down this wrong
appreciate the
path.
clarification.
Its identity is blue, is what I should have said. Son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
That still would have given it away. But
Yeah.
maybe not as much.
I'm mad at myself.
Do you have a second pulled up? No, we could just do that one.
I don't even have the second one because I was like, we're gonna kind of just stick with one instead of making that like a. I mean, sometimes that gets to be like
Perfect.
20 minutes long, so we're just gonna do one each week. All right, let's hit it.
Who am I? Your commander.
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You're garbage! You sick old woman! Muff garbage! Muff cabbage!
Perfect. Now I just want to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, you want to just replay it again?
We can just do this in the background.
Yeah, okay.
The problem is, I only can really go 20 seconds because I'm not sure that YouTube will flag this and be like,
Oh, absolutely will.
"Meh." Yeah, so I gotta stop it. Never mind.
Okay.
Because I have the whole intro song, but if I do that, they're gonna go, you can't make money off this. And it's like, well, fuck you, because we don't have enough subs to be able to
Yeah,
do that.
fuck
So-
you. We don't make any.
But for some reason, you are putting ads on some of our videos that we have higher views on, and we're not seeing any of
dare
those
they.
ads. What the hell is going on?
How dare they?
They're like prepping. They're like, hey, they're getting a lot an increase, so we're just getting ready to put ads on there. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why they started doing that this week.
Nobody does.
All right. So
Maybe
what we are
a
going
lot
to
of
do
people do.
is talk about Strixhaven cards and just the legendary creatures, and we're gonna say if it's gonna be this.
Commander.
Oh, let's put that volume up.
Commander.
Or
99.
or
Garbage!
muff garbage. So wherever it fits the highest. So if it is a good 99 card, but also is a good commander, then it fits in the commander file or profile there. I guess if it's more so a 99, we can kind of talk about that and be like, I would see this more as a 99, and maybe we drop it down. And then if it's just garbage, it's muff garbage. So
muff garbage.
Lowry, you want to start us off with the first one? Because we got a few in here. So this should be
Let's
fun.
get rolling. Belladross Witherbloom. 5 colorless, black, green, 4/4 legendary creature. Clearly, I'm not going to say that again. I'm sorry. It is an Elder Dragon. There are 5 Elder Dragons in this set, which is pretty sweet. So it's a 4/4 flyer. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with, when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. And then you can pay 10 life, untap all the lands you control, activate this only once per each turn.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
It does a lot. Each upkeep. It's 7. It's 7. Is that fairly costed? I think so.
Yeah, for what it's doing. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You had kind of mentioned that this might be something you peed on.
I don't think I'm going to build this one. So this is probably more interesting for me in the 99, but I did want to build it. But this is very similar to what I was doing with Jorn, like wanting to untap my lands when I attack and trying to focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so this untapping the lands, it'd be very similar for me. So this goes in Jorn for me, but not necessarily something that I want to build with, at least right now.
But overall, this seems like it'd be more of a commander card, right? I mean, this is it's an Elder
Commander,
Lord Commander. Yeah, this seems pretty solid. I dig it. I like that you can. I think you mentioned that before. The pay 10 life, the untapping. It's not just your turn; it's anybody's turn. So once each turn. So that's kind of nice.
Well, and that for the creature, it's every turn as well. So you get a creature each turn. And then each turn you can pay the 10 life to untap all of your lands if you have something going on with it. And so I think if you want to kill yourself, then you can also just like pay 10 life, pay 10 life, pay 10 life. And then you're at least at 10 by the time it's your turn, right?
Yeah.
No, you'd probably kill yourself if you did it on your turn. Good job.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this seems like fun. I don't think I'd build with it, but it should be interesting. All right, the next one. So we got to flip. So we're gonna do this a little split up. I'm gonna read the front, and Lowry is gonna jump on the back. So we have Black's Vexing Pest. This is 1 green, 2 colorless for a pest. It is a 3/2. Other pests, bats, insects, snakes, and spiders you control get 1/1, and then when it dies, you gain 4 life. What does the back say?
It's 2 colorless, black sorcery. This is a mythic. So sorcery, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put any number of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. You lose 3 life for each card you put into your hand this way.
Okay, so if you just take the front part of this card, I think it's kind of muff garbage.
Yes.
In my opinion. But that backside's really sweet. But are you going to build?
It's interesting.
I think I want to hear what you would say with this. I think I would have this as muff garbage, but then I would move it up to 99 because of that back part. Because it's like a souped up Sylvan library in a way, because you're getting 5 cards, you're losing 3 life per card. You're not getting that free card, so you're going to lose, up to 15 life with it. But you're getting 5 instead of the 3. That's huge.
So search for Blacks, that back part, that really reminds me of like a one-shot Sylvan library, which is a really good card. So like that makes me feel like it has potential.
Yeah.
Looking at 5 cards for 4 mana is a pretty good return.
But would you move it up as high as Commander? I almost said I drop it down because of the commander itself. I mean, unless you're making a spider commander deck,
or like snakes. So there's that
a possibility, but bats and pests.
Yeah,
I mean, pests are just now in this.
Unlikely. Like that's where I would like. I can see myself putting it in. That there's a green-black snake deck that has -1/-1 counters involved. From Amonkhet. I can't quite remember it right now, but this I think goes in there. Yeah, Hapatra. Yeah. So I see this going in that.
Yeah.
But then
this isn't the commander. This is
then it's not the commander. But that's why I'm like, I can see this going in that as a 99. So it's like 99 for maybe one deck. And then if you're building with it, you can build. Like, I think I would rather just draw the cards.
Yeah. So we're both in agreement. The 99, right?
Yeah.
Not muff garbage.
Yeah. It's not muff garbage. I think it's close though.
It is, but I think that back card of the back part of that card saves it from muff.
Yeah. I think being mythic also makes you think it should do more.
Yeah.
On like the front side. Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going to fit this button in, but I have to play it now because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, there's no way I'm playing this button. So I'm just going to play it now. So just a side note really quick. We were watching Mighty Ducks, the new series on Disney.
Of course. We're not.
Okay. So they make a magic reference where she talks about one of the nerdy girls is like, I dress up as a warrior princess and I go to Magic the Gathering conventions and blah, blah, blah. And I'm fine with it. But then the kid that's an all-star in it, like just the comic relief, he said this. So this is going to be on our button bar, and I don't know where I'm going to use it more, but I'll give you the full thing and then the cut up thing. So here's the full thing.
I would not be an acid physically. I have more of a podcast body.
I have like a podcast body.
Yeah. But it's.
I would not be an acid physically.
I'm not an asset physically.
I have more of a podcast body.
So I cut it up to just.
I have more of a podcast body.
Well, that sounds like we need to, us two and number two need to do the this is why we're
this
fat.
Is why we're fat. I still think that's a brilliant idea.
It's genius. I didn't see the Peepsy anywhere today when I went to the Target.
I was actually helping. I was looking or showing houses to number two, and I was like actually breaking it down. I'm like, what we could do is like we get something that's just weird to eat, and you get my reaction of everything's just terrible, and I don't eat stuff. And then you guys that come up with like you guys can eat anything pretty much. Like you guys are fine trying stuff, especially you with your spaghetti chicken sandwich that had like
there's nothing weird about that.
You had spaghetti and like 5 patties on one fucking
That's
sandwich.
not true. That's not true. I had 12 of them individually.
Podcast body.
Yeah, there you go.
I have more of a podcast body.
Sounds very young.
Yeah, he is. He's super funny. Like I think that's the only reason why, because it was really cheesy. It was like Cobra Kai was really cheesy in the beginning. Then you just kind of get used to it, and you're like, this is actually really cool. This was like really predictable cheesy, but then that kid just has the one-liners left and right, and it's how he presents it just made us laugh out loud. And Cindy's like, I was like, I'm cutting it up. It's going to be a button. But then I cut up the other one with the girl saying it. I was like, it just doesn't fit really, it'd be like my nerd button, but that I don't even use that one very often. There's so many damn buttons. All right, let's get back into this. Your favorite named card here. Why don't you do this one?
I guess I am doing this one. All right.
Can I already say it?
Muff garbage!
Yes. All right, why? There we go.
You need me to say it?
No. Cody, Vociferous Codex. 3 colorless artifact, creature, legend, construct. It's a 1/4. You can't cast permanent spells. That's pretty bad.
Awesome.
That's pretty bad.
Well, this next part better be really, really, really freaking good that you win the game, right?
I don't think so. It's 4 colorless. Tap it. Add Wooburg. So white, blue, black, red, green. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an instant or sorcery card with lesser mana value. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put each other card exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. So
you get to play a spell, instant or sorcery, and then it gives you 5 Wooburg to cast another spell from your hand, but it can't be a permanent.
yeah, it can't be a permanent. It has, and it's essentially giving that next instant or sorcery cascade into another instant or sorcery.
Oh, it is. Okay, yeah. So it says when you cast, I was thinking you did this, you got 5 and you started doing the top. No, it's waiting for you to cast the next.
Yep. So you still have to use a card. So you're casting a spell, and then you go into your next instant or sorcery, and you cast that spell
for lesser than what that spell was.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Muff garbage!
I'm there. I saw a lot of people excited about this one, but it's too big of a restriction. If it said something like you can't cast creature spells, I'd be down with that.
Even if it just said don't even have that in there. It's still not like the craziest card. I mean, it'd be good, but it wouldn't make it bad.
Yeah.
I just think it's bad. We're probably gonna get a lot
we
of
don't
people
gotta talk about
angry.
bad cards. Yeah.
All right. Dina, Soul Steeper. 1 black, 1 green.
Yeah. She's drinking tea.
She's a sipper.
She's steeping tea.
Oh, I never heard it.
That's what you do when you're letting tea steep when the tea bag is in the hot water.
I never knew that. I didn't know that's what that was called. I learned something today.
My wife drinks a lot of tea.
My wife. So
she uses big words.
A dryad druid. Is that the first time we've had a dryad druid? It just seems weird. 1/3. Sure. Whenever you gain a life, each opponent loses a life. So what?
That's
Sanguine Bond kills it or whatever? Kills everybody? Or is it I have them mixed up. Is it Sanguine?
No, yeah, because this is just it's a trigger.
Yeah. Okay, so then tap 1, sacrifice another creature. Dina gets X+0 until on a turn where X is the sacrifice creature's power.
That part doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's
but the gain life, each opponent loses 1 life.
So I lean towards 99, but it definitely can be a commander that's built off of life gain. I mean, but there's so many broken stuff. Not broken, but infinite. I win the game kind of stuff with that.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, isn't it Sanguine Bond? Isn't that the one whenever
you gain life, like an opponent loses that much life? This is just a trigger. So if you gain 15 life, each opponent loses 1 life.
Whenever you gain life, each opponent.
So it's checking to see if you gained life, rather than how much life you gained.
Yeah, but the trigger that continuously loops it, because then whenever you gain life, you have
that'd be exquisite blood.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I getting flipped around. So you have exquisite blood out, and then
yeah, I guess that would work.
Infinite, that person's dead
without looking at the wording for exquisite blood. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I bet there's only one of that card, so I can definitely see this.
Is there? Yeah. I think you're right.
But I could see this being the commander. I can see this being as high as a commander.
You can definitely build a deck with this one and be fine.
And it doesn't have like your typical like life gain stuff like white.
Yeah.
If it had white involved in it, then it's a lot easier to gain that life. So this you have to actually kind of work at. So I definitely would put it as the commander, right? We voting on that? Or are we going down to 99? I'm kind of voting for commander, but
yeah, I think this is definitely buildable.
Commander.
So
Commander. All right, you are on the next one, Lau.
Extus, Auric Overlord. Yeah, you got the back. Get that backside. It is, oh boy. Colorless, white, black. It is a human warlock. It is a 2/4 double strike. And it has Magecraft, which is a new keyword. And so whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, which is what Magecraft is, return target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to your hand.
Just that in itself is sweet.
Pretty like 2/4 double strike for 4.
Casting instants and sorceries, you're casting a kill spell, and then you're bringing back creatures. You can have sack effects and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that seems like something kind of cool.
So, and then the back side is, so this we have Awaken the Blood Avatar. It's 6, a black and a red. So this is a 3-color card. As an additional cost to cast the spell, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature sacrificed this way. When it comes into play, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Create a 3/6 black and red avatar token with haste, and then it has, whenever this creature attacks, it deals 3 damage to each opponent. So you don't get a 3/6 for each one that's sacrificed. Everybody just, opponent sacrifices a creature, and you get 1 3/6 black avatar that can attack that turn and deal 3 damage to everybody. So this seems like that's like bonus stuff, you know, like the front side of this card is dealing with bringing stuff back from your graveyard. So you can cast this side at some point, sacrificing creatures. It resolves and it goes back to your command zone. You paid 8 to cast that. Well, no, because it costs 2 less. You could do
2 less for each creature that you sacrifice.
So you can go back and forth with it, you know, like you could probably, if you had
each time you cast that spell, it does add to the front side 2 as well.
2? It adds 2.
And that doesn't, like, you can't reduce the cost of that, but you can reduce the cost of the spell side.
Yeah.
So if, like, you cast it for 8, and then the next turn you need to do 10, so you sacrifice 5 creatures.
Yeah, you can use
to reduce it by, or 4 creatures to reduce it by 8, and just pay red black, create that 3/6 token again. So like that, both sides are desirable. This is definitely mythic worthy and something very buildable. This is Commander for me.
Yep.
This is probably one of them that pulls me. Like, I want to build around this.
Ooh.
Pulls
you.
I didn't say it yanks me or anything.
All right. Okay, so we're both on the commander part. All right, so now we have our next Elder Dragon. This is Galazeth Prismari. 2 and 1 blue and 1 red for a legendary creature, Elder Dragon. 3/4 flying. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Artifacts you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells. This is a good card. It's a good card. It's not garbage. It's 99. Does it get all the way up to commander? You get a treasure token?
I think it's probably better as a commander.
So you're playing a lot of artifacts, and then you're just spell slinging stuff.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Your artifacts and
you
spells.
You're not playing mono rocks then, right? Because then that's just a complete waste of.
Well, like, you still want ramp in your red blue deck, I think, but not, it's not a waste. It just kind of works, but you can still have utility equipment, tap. Think of it a little bit like the Inspiring Statuary that I've been liking to play the last year. So like,
doesn't work.
Works.
I'm just kidding.
Come on.
All right, let me back it up. Do you see this in a 99 spot? Niv Mizzet deck?
Actually, less so. Yeah, Niv Mizzet, like your Niv Mizzet deck. Like when you're spell slinging, sure. I think it's too specific. I think I missed
you almost have to build around this. It might not even work in the Niv Mizzet because does my Niv Mizzet have a ton of artifacts? I don't remember. I just remember spell slinging a lot. And the spell slinging you don't get a benefit of that. It's more of you got to build by having artifacts that, I guess, first look at this. I would play a lot of ETB artifacts, things that come into play that don't do a lot after they're in play, or they're creatures that are blockers. and then being able to use those to cast other spells.
Well, I think one thing, like a little bit of a comparison, would be the Urza card from Modern Horizons. And so I think you can use those Staxy type of artifacts where, like, if it's tapped, you can untap, what is it? Static Orb. If this, like, you should cut a lot of this part right here. I don't know why I'm thinking so dumb. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, mush mouth for sure. Okay, so Static Orb, you can only untap two permanents per turn. But if it's tapped, you get to untap all your stuff. So if you're able to stack the board similar to that idea, I think that makes Gals, like, I think it's similar to Urza, if that makes sense, but more spell instant focused to make it different.
Commander.
Yeah.
99. I think Urza fits in that deck. It doesn't fit well, it can't fit in Urza deck because Urza's blue. So there you go. All right, you're on the next one. I'm Mr. a Dwarf.
Hoffrey Ghost Forge, 3 colorless, red, white, 4/5 dwarf cleric. Spirits you control get +1/+1 and have trample and haste, which is pretty sweet. That's a lot of keywords, but it gives you tokens, spirit tokens. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, exile it. That's not necessarily good, but it's good. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. And it has, when this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to your graveyard.
This is for sure.
Commander.
That's a sweet card.
99 for sure. Yeah, it was a sweet card. I mean, just giving. So what do you do with this? Like,
do you
It's awesome. This is a really cool card.
I was like, do you do any graveyard shenanigans? It doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about, because it's just cool that
you don't have to.
It gets exiled, but then if that creature ends up dying, it comes back into your graveyard, so you don't actually lose it. It's kind of like what's his nuts, that nightmare, that black nightmare that turns them into 1/1s that are the same.
Shepherd.
Yeah, Nightmare Shepherd.
That might be right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that, but it's with white, so you have spirit. So this is kind of like your spirit commander in a way.
Yes, I agree.
And
so this can go in like a Kai card deck as well. Kakar
it kills your creature, but that creature comes back as a spirit and bigger and has haste with trample. So it's like,
yeah,
and it gains all the other stuff that it had before. So this is a sweet card. I could see. I'm not going to say I'm going to see playing this because that's fucking red again.
Get away from red. I think to be able to control it is like, because you want to have it like get haste. So you ETB creature, then you play Solemn Simulacrum, sacrifice it when it comes into play, draw yourself a card, it comes back as a token, spirit, gains haste, trample, +1/+1, go get yourself another land to have come into play, and then
somehow,
and it's just if it leaves the battlefield. So if it's exiled, you could just, and then it goes back to your graveyard. So like you keep that, but like that's like if you go ETB heavy in red white, you can like Panharmonicon decks in there. Like this seems really, really cool.
Yep, this seems like a fun card.
So Commander,
Commander, I'll remind that.
Commander.
All right. There's a flip card.
Jesus.
So you got the backside. Jadzi Oracle of Arcavios.
I was gonna say Oracle of Avocados. So
wait, here we go.
Kid can't even read.
Kid can't even read. 6 and 2 blue for a legendary creature human wizard, 5/5. Discard a card, return Jadizzi. Jadizzi. I like it.
I think it's just Jadzi.
No, Jadizzi. I like it.
Jadizzi. It's cousin of Snoop Dogg's.
Yeah, you getting dizzy with it? No.
Nope, that'd be Will Smith.
I know, but it's dizzy. It's just getting jiggy.
Oh boy. Oh,
all right.
boy. I get it.
You get it?
You should just stop though.
You're dizzy it. Getting dizzy with it. This is stupid. So discard a card, return it to its owner's hand. Pretty sweet. So you can do that at instant speed. This kind of protects itself. It is an 8-drop, but whatever. Magecraft. Whenever you cast it or copy an instant or sorcery spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast it by paying 1 rather than paying its mana cost. If it's a land, put it on the battlefield. What? Like, this is, I mean, it's 8, so it needs to be kind of crazy when you get it out, but it's pretty crazy. What does the backside say?
That's a pretty cool side. Okay, so the backside is 2 colorless green called Journey to the Oracle. It's a sorcery, and you may put any number of land cards from your hand into the battlefield. Then, if you control 8 or more lands, you may discard a card. If you do, return Journey of the Oracle to its owner's hand.
All right.
So because the 8, so they basically are saying like, hey, you're going to be able to play this card next turn because you have 8 mana. So the blue side, the legendary side,
brings it back to your hand so you can play it. Good point. I mean, that side is kind of like, because think of it this way. Is, I mean, the green. Think of it this way: late game, it doesn't do anything when you cast it. Then you're not casting it. You got to cast the other side. This side does nothing. Because why would you play it? If you have 8 lands and you have no lands in your hand, it doesn't go and get you land. It's just it has to be in your hand for you to drop more onto the battlefield. So this side becomes completely pointless late game.
Even depends on how many like cards you're drawing and stuff like that. But I see what you're saying, but this is also a card that I want to build with. So this one looks like a lot of fun.
And it's blue-green, so it's going to be a fun deck to build. You're going to get your ramp. You don't even
good
need the
job,
other side.
Lowry. Build blue-green.
You know what they did is they were like, this card, Jadizzy, Jadizzy with it.
They said that out loud. Yep.
This card is kind of bad if it's just blue. Let's splash some green and make a card pointless on the other side, unless it's early game. But we're going to make it so you can get green and get the 2 best colors together and then just, wreck shop.
Well, okay, so I don't know.
This is for sure a commander. It's not a...
Oh, whoops. Good for you.
I was on the wrong page because I moved. I was very confused. I was like...
It feels accurate, though, for green, blue. Oh, good for you. I don't know for the lands into play spell. I don't know how many lands you need in your hand for it to be good, right? So is this like, do you need 3 land in your hand? Because 2, I feel like that'd be a bad idea.
Well, even think of it this way. If you don't have 8 out and you cast this, now Jadizzy's side it's a 10-drop instead of an 8-drop.
That's also true. So really it only matters to cast it to get to 8. And if you're not getting to 8, you don't cast it.
Right.
Unless you're able to like reload your hand right away.
Stop trying to make this work.
Let me think. Okay, I got it. Yeah, Commander, not necessarily 99.
Yeah.
It's not muff garbage, but 8 is a lot. I agree. You're right. Fine.
All right. Next one, Lowry. You are on the front side. I'm on the back side.
So Kian kind of looks like Karen, but Dean of Substance.
She looks like she's a pot leaf to me.
Yeah, that's accurate. 2 colorless green elf druid. It's a 2/2. You can tap it, exile the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put that into your hand. Otherwise, put a study counter on it. You can pay 4 colorless and a green, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, put a 1/1 counter on it for each different mana value among non-land cards you own in exile with a study counter on them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. There's so many words. Why can't we just go back to flying and vigilance for strike, trample? Did we forget those keywords? Or
The backside is Imbraham. Is supposed to whatever. Imbraham, right?
I don't know. I'm not looking at it.
Dean of Theory. 2 and 2 blue for a 3/3 flying bird wizard. You can tap
Bird wizard.
2 blue and an X, or X, 2 blue and X. Tap it, exile the top X cards of your library, and put a study counter on each of them. Then you may put a card you own in exile with a study counter on it in your hand.
Is this muff garbage? Are you trying to find the button?
No. Do you want it as muff garbage? Are we at that with this one? Exile the top card of your library. I'm trying to see the front side. If it's a land card, you can put it into your hand.
That's that shit though, right? Like you gotta like reread everything. Okay. Legendary creature, bird, wizard, flying.
I don't like the blue side.
3/3 flying. Well, I don't like the green side.
And the green side, you're paying 5 for a 0/0 that gets a 1/1 counter for each different mana value among non-land cards you own in exile with study counters on them.
Yeah.
So it's not just like how many study counter things you have. It's like
different mana cost.
Muff garbage!
Yeah, it's just too much work. It's too much work.
Like
I have no interest in
it.
This
Could have
much
been
work.
maybe a commander if that would have just been like, it's still 5 to do that though. 5 to get to make a creature token that. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Next one. Am I reading? I am reading.
No, this is me.
This
is you.
Yeah.
This is you.
Killian Ink Duelist. Did I say it right? Or
no, you're fine. They're all made up words. It doesn't matter.
Killian.
It's not a beard. Killian. I'd say Killian's.
Killian Ink Duelist. White and a black for a human warlock. 2/2 lifelink. Menace. Spells you cast that target a creature costs 2 less. I'm just gonna put. I think it's
99.
Just a 99. I don't think I'd want to build a deck around this. It'd be kind of.
Remember, like 1 minute ago when I was like, "Where'd all the keywords go?" Like trample, first strike. Then they gave this one lifelink and menace. I'm like, yes. See, we don't have to read anything about that. And then I like the idea of having like a spot removal.
But you're gonna do a spot removal deck?
Yeah. Doesn't that sound good?
It does fit up your alley. That's like a Lowry thing right there.
Oh, you like that creature? Gone. Oh, it costs a lot less. Okay, so the other thing that you could do with this though is auras. Auras are spells that target.
Okay.
And so you could build
an aura deck.
Yeah, well, kind of like the pacifism deck that like put this on your creature, it can't block or attack or use activated abilities or that kind of stuff, and then you can use like protective auras on yours. Well, we're talking about playing worse cards here, but interesting. So
well, no, I like the idea of the auras maybe on your stuff. So maybe you turn it more into a Voltron deck where you're just stacking it on. I mean, it has menace and lifelink, so if the bigger this gets, the more life you're gaining and all that.
Yeah.
Combo it with the other one we just talked about, where when you gain life,
the green
wasn't
black
the black? Was it green black? Oh yeah, you're right, because it didn't have white. That's right. Never mind. I don't know. I guess I could see it, but I lean towards 99. But are you more leaning towards Commander?
Yes.
Commander.
Okay.
Because I think you need a critical mass for this to be worth a slot.
Yeah.
In the 99.
That's a good point.
And so, like, I think you maybe put this into an aura deck spells because equipment wouldn't be targeting it as a spell. Yeah, I'd say Commander.
Okay. Move on.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad.
Let's move on to one of the best cards, one of the sweetest cards, especially for Feather. This card,
Feather's
Feather
mentor for sure.
Huge fucking upgrade. All right, what do we got here, Larry?
Mavinda, Student's Advocate, 2 colorless white, Bird Advisor, 2/3 flying, pay 0. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. What? If that spell doesn't target a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast this way. So we're saying you could do it, but we don't suggest it.
We
if
highly,
that spell
highly
would be put in your
suggest that you're putting
graveyard,
this in a Feather deck, please.
yes, this Feather. Exile it instead if it goes into your graveyard. Activate this ability only once each turn. So yeah, this card is if it would go into your graveyard instead, exile it.
I'm just surprised that
you just
the Bird
get that
Advisor
back.
isn't talking to Feather. Like that's really what it should be doing right now. Like,
somebody snuck this shit in. They're like, I need my Feather deck to get better.
Yeah.
Let's make this card.
Even though
It's
Feather
totally
is
on
ridiculous
flavor.
as is, now we're just gonna get a card that just makes it bonkers. Like this is silly. This is ridiculous.
I look forward to it. It's
But
going to be awesome.
that being said, does that fit in a Commander or 99? Because that would be a 99, and that's the perfect spot for it. Do you see this sitting alone being a Commander?
So instants and sorceries that target creatures you control
And mono white.
from your group. If that spell doesn't, I mean, it has to target your creatures because paying 8, paying 9 for like a Path to Exile,
Yeah.
that becomes a bad card. That's like total desperation.
That becomes a bad card like 6 mana ago.
So you could like recast Path to Exile onto your creatures.
Yeah, right. I'm leaning towards another
99.
a 99 because I think
I think it's 99.
I don't think it can stand alone by itself with that. I mean, you could build a deck around targeting your stuff, but you're mono white at that point.
Yeah.
How much stuff are you going to do with that?
I think that hurts it for sure.
All right. The next one. This one's going to be interesting because we have a legendary creature on one side, but a planeswalker on the other side. So it's kind of cool because you can play it as Boros. So it's a Mila Crafty Companion. It's 1/2 white for a 2/3 fox. What did it say? Whenever an opponent attacks one or more planeswalkers you control, put a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. Whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. That's pretty sweet in itself. I mean, yeah, you play
that
a little
battle part's
heavier
pretty sweet
with planeswalkers if you want, but it's really that second paragraph that's pretty sweet. All right, what's the backside say, Lau?
Back. Luca, he's back from Ikoria. Wayward Bonder, 4 colorless, red. It's +1 is it comes in with 5 loyalty. You can +1 it. You may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. If a creature card was discarded this way, draw 2 cards instead. So kind of similar to Lord Windgrace with lands. Like if you discard a land card, you draw 2 cards. You can -2 it, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, exile it at the beginning of your next upkeep. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Any creature, it gains haste, exile it. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
-7 it. You get an emblem with whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. That's expensive.
Yeah. But
not bad. I like it.
Yeah.
Like I've already talked about, like I really like that mechanic of it, like the Pandemonium, Terror of the Peaks. So I like that effect, and it's very doable here. Like 5, 2 turns, you got 7, and then ultimate it.
By the way, if you're going to
like
get that card, get the full art because the Luca art is so much better with the full art than the non-full art. As I go with Commander with this could be a really fun pair of stuff.
I mean, it can go 99 as well, but it's definitely something buildable.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Commander.
All right. The next one, Lowry.
Give me a second. All right. I do. I find this one interesting. This is another one that I'm willing to build with. All right. Plarg, Dean of Chaos, colorless red 2/2, Orc Shaman. You can tap it, discard a card, draw a card. Meh. 4 colorless red, tap it, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary, non-land card with mana value 3 or less. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put all revealed cards on the bottom, random order. So,
we should note there they changed the wording from convert a mana cost to mana value.
Yeah, Jaw did that. I don't care. Did I read it right or did I change it?
No, you said it right. You said mana value. That's what caught me. I was like, that sounded weird. I was like, oh yeah, they changed that.
Yeah.
Backside of this is Augusta, Dean of Order. Save some room for later. Oh,
Yeah,
that would have been perfect for this part where it was.
I have more of a podcast. But
It's a legendary creature, human cleric, 1/3. Other tapped creatures you control get 1+0. Other untapped creatures you can control get O+0. Or O.
O+O. It definitely.
Woo!
Totally worth it. That's what I play this card for. That +O+O is fantastic.
O+1. +O+1. There we go. Whenever you attack, untap each creature you control, then tap any number of creatures you control. Okay. Oh, untap and tap. You could do some interesting things with the untapping and tap effect stuff, but
yeah.
Front side, back side. I guess I could see this as high as a commander.
I like the backside, the flip side, where it's like +1/+0 for tapped, +0/+1 for untapped, and then being able to choose if you have
tapped or untapped creatures.
Yeah. And so it kind of like you could just attack with everything, and then it's untap everything if you wish. They all get +0/+1, but then you just have a ton of blockers.
Let me check here. So then tap any. So the cool thing is untap each creature. So you don't even have to have that any of those creatures attacking. Like you could use those creatures as tap abilities, and then you attack with one creature, and it says whenever you attack, so you're attacking with a creature, untap each creature you control. So you're gonna untap them all. So then you can use their tap abilities again. So I guess I would more lean towards those creatures that are tapping doing other things. So you're able to do it twice, and you're swinging through with a token or something like that. So that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, I lean towards this could be an interesting commander. I'm not doing it. It's red and white. God
I'm not doing it.
But you're on the same boat with commander then?
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I dig it. Am I on the next one? Yeah, I am on the next one. Okay. Quintorius.
Was that a notorious drop right there? All right.
Field. I'm gonna edit it. I'm writing that down. Notorious. I gotta edit that in.
That was a good one.
Field Historian. 3, a red and a white for an elephant cleric. 2/4. Spirits you control get 1+0. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this.
Garbage!
I don't like this one. Where are you sitting on this one?
Love it, but like this could fit into
in that dwarf spirit one.
Yeah. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard. So yeah, that definitely fits into that.
Oh,
red,
that
white,
one it does
dwarf.
combo with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're making it leave, and then it comes back.
Man, that's really good in that deck, right?
So I take it back. I take it back.
Gives it +1/+0, and then +1/+1 haste and trample. So it's 3, 4. It's a 5/4. No, 5/3 trample haste.
No,
for one creature dying.
5/3. Yeah. That
seems
fits
good
in that deck. Just that deck.
Yeah.
I don't see it anywhere else. Like in
Leave
that
your
deck.
grade. Yeah. Okay. You could. Yeah. That's probably the only place that I can think of that I'd really want to play with it.
Think of it, you're dealing with red and white. When you're normally removing onesie, twosie from graveyards, you're talking about like a green card or
black.
Yeah, I was gonna say black, but
card.
also some artifacts do that. But most of the time, you're removing the whole graveyard. Like it's your whole, and you only get 1/3/2 from your whole graveyard going away.
Yep. That's not good.
Yeah, but with the other commander, freaking perfect. So this will be good in like limited. I hope I get this combo in our battle box league because I'll definitely try.
As long as you get the mythic, I'm sure you'll get the common version of it.
Point. All right, next one, Larry.
All right, so we are going to go with the red-blue one. It's Ruta, Mercurial Artist. Colorless blue-red, Orc Shaman 1/4. You can pay 2, return Ruta to its owner's hand, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy.
99? Maybe?
Muff garbage. It's
you
not good enough. Yeah, it's not good enough. Because you're paying 3 and then paying the 2 when you're copy target instant or sorcery spell.
Yeah, but if you're in a spell slinger deck, like I could see this being in Niv Mizzet, and
there's just better spells that do the same thing for cheaper.
Yeah, if you're thinking in one turn, yes, because it's 5. But if you cast this early game and then you go another turn, now you're just paying 2 colorless to
but
fork,
returning it to your hand,
returning it and copying a spell. But then it makes it so you can continuously do it if you have enough mana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get. We use a lot of copy spells like that. I'm more thinking that this is just sitting in play and you're setting up, you know, for a spell to be copied, and it allows you to do it again instead of a spell. You copy it and it goes to your graveyard. You got to find a way to recur it. You know, this already has built-in recursion by coming to your hand. Yeah, it's some work. Am I thinking too much into it? All right. We'll give it
99
muff garbage.
99 muff garbage.
I fell asleep.
It's a 99 muff garbage. All right.
It's fine, but it's not good enough.
Yeah. We got our next Elder Dragon, Shadrix Silverquill. 3 white and a black for a 2/5 Elder Dragon. Flying double strike. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may choose to. Each mode must target a different player. So this can target you and somebody else. So you get to pick 2 things here. First one is target player creates a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. That's probably the one I would choose to give to another player because the other ones are pretty sweet here. But the other one is target player draws a card and loses a life. I'll take that one. Target player puts a 1/1 counter on each creature they control. I could take that one as well.
I would also do that, yeah.
So I would always probably choose those 2 for myself and give whatever player a 2/1 flying Inkling. This seems kind of fun because there's some politics that could be involved with this one. You could be like, hey, somebody's down on cards. Hey, if I have you draw a card and I'll get all the 1/1 counters, let's go that route. Or you can just, you know, just give somebody a 2/1. I think this could be kind of fun.
I agree. It reminds me a bit of like Rankle, Master of Pranks from Throne of Eldraine, where you're kind of like, I'm going to choose one of these modes, and then everybody has this happen to them. We can all draw or discard or lose a life. Like I see this being pretty similar to that. I like this as 99 or Commander.
Yeah, I think it's high as Commander. I like
Commander.
And I'll say so far out of the ones we've seen, because this doesn't have red in it, because all I build is red, I'm leaning towards this one of building this one.
Yeah, that'd be totally cool.
Because I just want to get away from red.
I was thinking this could go really nicely in my like Alayla deck.
Oh yeah.
And so like, because it creates a flyer, I already have a bunch of tokens, so giving them +1/+1 counters is sweet. And then sometimes I'm like, it has that little draw effect. And the +1/+1 counters isn't bad to give it to an opponent for like 2 different situations, like if they don't have many creatures or if you're ganging up on Adam.
What?
And so I think
what is this business?
The business
You say
of
that,
winning.
but you're the one that
I'm
the one.
always ganged up on.
AJ is relentless on you right now with the backstabbing.
Oh.
It's pretty hilarious. I loved your comment where I don't remember what he wrote, but you were like, I'm contemplating banning this or
deleting this
post.
comment.
At first, because I saw it pop up on my phone, that a message on Discord. I was like, oh shit, what did somebody say? Like, I thought you sent it to the admin, and then I pulled it up. I was like, brilliant. But yeah, so I think this could be fun. I am leaning towards this one because I do like the politics part of it, just being able to be like, all right, you do. I've kind of, I guess the only reason why I wouldn't do it is because Daryl is kind of similar to that, because I'm like, here's zombies. But
Gotcha.
most of the time with Daryl, it's like, here's zombies, I kill them all, give me my cards. So it's a little bit different. This would be like really politicking, being like, hey, if I let you draw, will you not attack me for a turn or something,
Yeah.
And I don't ever do that, so we'll see.
We'll see how that goes. It's a tough one to pull off in our group.
Yeah. Especially
maybe the
since
Discord
everybody's like their code is kill a Smith first, which that's our group anyway. It's like the Discord and our group that we play in person. It's like, why we need to change our names.
Yeah. I'm taking my wife's name. So
yeah. All right, you're on the next one.
Sweet art though. Shale, Dean of Radiance. It is colorless white, 1/1 bird cleric. Flying, vigilance. You can tap it, put a 1/1 counter on each creature that entered the battlefield under your control this turn.
Backside is Ambrose, Dean of Shadow, 2 and 2 black, 4/4 for a human warlock. Tap to put a 1/1 counter on another target creature. Then Ambrose, it deals 2 damage to that creature. Whenever a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it dies, draw a card.
I like the front side, the white side, like tapping to put a 1/1 counter on each creature that entered this turn.
It could be good setup because you're getting 2 in, you're getting this out, you're playing a bunch of creatures, putting 1/1 counters on it, either somehow sacking this or getting it gets killed at some point because people are getting pissed that you're putting counters on it. Then you're able to cast the other side and sack your creatures to draw cards, I guess. I don't know. I don't. Do you build around this? I think it only gets as high as 99. I'm not a huge
fan of the backside.
That's not
I mean, like, yeah. Okay, so could it be kind of cool to give it like a double tap ability? So like a 1,000-year elixir. So tap, untap it, tap, put 2 1/1 counters on all the creatures that entered this turn. This is kind of an ability from green. So like, or I guess lands, but Oran Reef of the Vastwood does something similar to this. And there's like a green blue land from Guild Pack that does something similar to this as well. So it's interesting to see it in white, and it totally works flavor wise.
I go as high as 99.
Yeah, I don't think I want to build with this. I don't.
99.
Yeah. Thunderstorm.
You got a Thunderstorm going?
Yep.
Yeah. Earlier, if you watched the video, I stopped listening when you were reading a card because it rumbled in my headphones. Like so weird that I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, is that thunder or is that like a tornado? Like, because it just felt like pressure. And I haven't had that happen really before. So I kind of stopped and I took my headphone off and I was like, oh no, that's just some deep thunders. Next one is Elder Dragon, Tanazir Quandrix, 3 and green blue for an Elder Dragon, flying, trample, 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, double the number of 1/1 counters on target creature you control. When it attacks, you may have the base power and toughness of other creatures you control equal to Tanazir.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I guess, a commander, but it's not that fun. Like this one seems more
agreed.
Fun. I'm not as impressed with this one.
It feels a little bit. It's kind of boring. I agree, but I think it's pretty powerful. Power and toughness.
It'd be sweet if he could put counters on himself. You know, like it came in.
Yeah.
And instead of doubling the counters on something, you were like, target creature gets 3/1/1 counters or 4/1/1 counters or 2/1/1 counters. Like just something. You may have
well, okay. So the big thing about this bottom part, it's very Pathbreaker Ibex style, because it gives all of your creatures, all of them,
the
power
base
and toughness
of a 4/4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's base power and toughness. That's a really good point too. But that's still probably making a lot of smaller creatures bigger when you attack with them.
I think this is a commander because you got to build around this to make it work.
Yeah.
You're in a 1/1 counter type of deck because you're doubling counters.
I think it still works as a 99, but it is a boring commander. So I think it's more utility, like in a 1/1 counter deck.
So do you put this as the commander of a 1/1 counter deck? If you're playing Simic, a 1/1 counter deck, is this your commander or are you choosing something else? Maybe it is just a 99. Although the cool thing about it is if you are able to pump this up and you have a bunch of other little creatures and then you turn all of them into however big this is, and if you're playing 1/1 counters, so it gets the bonus of the 1/1 counters and what this is, that could get kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I guess I lean more towards commander.
Commander.
Where do we lean? We lean commander on this then? Commander? Where we're at?
I think it can be commander in 99.
Commander.
But it's definitely the most boring out of.
Yeah. All right. Next one. This one's a flip card. You start with this one.
Uvilda, Dean of Perfection, 2 colorless blue, Djinn Wizard. 2/2, tap, you may exile an instant or sorcery card from your hand and put 3. Oh, this is such a bad card. This is a bad card, right? Do we even need to counters on it? It gains at the beginning of your upkeep. If this card is exiled, remove a bone counter from it. When the last
a bone counter,
it's a bone counter. Okay. Lowry mispronounced a word. I'm going to go with bone counters from now on anyway. Bone counter is removed from this card. If it's exiled, you may cast it. It costs 4 less to cast this way.
So this is like a worse Joria in a way.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was just like, I would just play Joria.
Yeah. Okay. So Nasari, Dean of Expression, is 3 and 2 red on the backside. 4/4 Ifrit Shaman. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile the top card of each opponent's library. Until on a turn, you may cast the spells among those exiled this way. You may spend mana, Azor, any mana to cast those spells. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, put a 1/1 counter on it. I mean, that backside's better than the front side.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to play with it. Muff garbage for me.
Muff garbage!
All right. We only got a couple more left. So we got Valentin, Dean of the Vein. This is 1 for a 1-drop. Vampire Warlock, Menace Lifelink. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Sweet. When you do, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token and that gains whenever this creature dies, you gain 1 life. That's pretty sweet. I like that. What's the backside look like?
I was supposed to look that one day. I was just reading this. There's so many like words.
For a 1-drop creature.
Yeah, backside, Lisette, Dean of the Root, 2 colorless green, human druid for 4. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 1. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain trample until end of turn. I think this is pretty powerful. I like this card.
Yep. Commander.
Commander.
Yep. I think it could be fun. I continue to get the Elder Dragons for some reason, and it's just
you just did the
yeah.
front.
Damn it.
Cheater.
Damn it.
How dare you?
All right, you got the second to last card.
Villamachus. Laurel. Shut up. 5 colorless,
You
red,
fought for
white.
it.
Yep. My fault. 5/5 Elder Dragon, flying vigilance, haste. So this is at 7. But whenever Lorehold attacks, look at the top 7 cards of your library.
Page out of my book.
Yep. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to Lorehold's power from among them without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of the library in the random order.
Get this out. Solid card. Very solid card. I like it a lot.
Flying
7.
vigilance, haste.
So you get to do it the first turn.
Yeah.
Casting something. You're looking at top 7 cards.
Does it have to be less or equal to or less? Equal to.
Less or equal to. Yep.
Less than or equal. Okay. So yeah. I like it. Definitely like build around spell slingy, red, white.
Yeah, that's the one drawback. I wish it was you could cast any spell with less, but
this is too much mana in like a feather deck.
Yeah, you're not putting this in the 99. This has got to be a
Commander.
Would it be a muff garbage? I think it's better than the other one.
No, this isn't muff garbage.
I know. It's 7. It's totally built for Commander. All right. So last card is Zamone Quandrix Prodigy. 1 green, 1 blue for a 1/2 human wizard. Tap 1, tap it. You may play a land card from your hand, or put a land card from your hand into the battlefield tapped, or you can tap 4 and tap it, draw a card. If you control 8 or more lands, draw 2 cards instead. That's freaking sweet. I think you're going to play this more in the 99. You're not going to necessarily maybe build around it unless you're doing more of a landfall deck, which that could work as well, I guess. I just like the late game aspect to this where you're paying 4 and drawing 2 cards potentially if you have 8 lands. That's pretty sweet. I think
paying 4 is kind of expensive, and tapping it, I think it's a solid card. I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah. So are we I think I'm leaning towards more of the 99. But would you put this as a commander?
I think so.
Okay. Commander?
Commander.
99.
Well, that was...
Who am I? Your commander.
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You garbage! You sick old woman! Muff garbage! Muff garbage!
So aggressive there at the end.
Aggressive.
So aggressive.
But then that brings us into this.
1
spec
to rule them all.
All right, with 1 spec, what we are going to do is we are picking a card from a set. We've been working our way backwards. It is something that we think that you could put all your money in on, and maybe soon, maybe later, but at some point you come ahead, you double your money or something like that. You make a profit off of it. This week, what set are we working on again, Larry?
Hour of Devastation.
So I'll just start off really quick. I went with, and I've talked about it for a couple weeks because this has been on our list, and then we decided to jump into Kaldheim and all that stuff because things were not Kaldheim.
Yeah, we did
it was
Kaldheim, and then we did Time Spiral Remastered, and now we are back to our regular
scheduled program. Ramonap Excavator. If you guys are early listeners to this show, I've been on this card for a long time, and it's profitable from what I bought in, but I still think it's a very profitable card. The alt art foils, which has the different, it's like the pre-release, was it the release day? I think it was the release day. Launch party foils have a completely different art than any of the others. Those have been the cheapest, and they continue to be the cheapest ones, I think, because it's kind of a weird art to them. But you can pick up the foils at $6. The pre-release foils aren't that much more expensive. They're $8, and the regular foils are at $10. Each of these, 33 copies of the alt foils, pre-release foils, 22 copies, and foils are at 22 as well. They have reached up to almost about 15 at one point. They've come back down recently. I think because they got printed in Commander Legends.
Not a foil version though.
Just a regular. Yep. But currently $6 for those. They're in 25,000. So the funny thing is, I had written down 24,000, and this was 3 weeks ago, and they've already popped up 1,000 decks in the last 3 weeks. This compares to Crucible of Worlds, which is in it's in 22,000 EDH rec
which
decks,
is a lot.
but comparable. Crucible can go in any deck because it's an artifact. Those foils are at 53 right now for the cheapest version. You had mentioned before when I brought it up during the cast, I think 3 weeks ago, that actually might have been unsnipped. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, but
yeah.
The reason that the price is, or that this is in less decks, is because the price is so high. The Crucible of Worlds. Ramanap's in more decks because it's cheaper and more people can get a hold of it.
Yeah, and it's a newer printed card, I guess.
Kind of, because
the core set version of Crucible.
Yeah.
Which we told everybody to get at like $20.
It was as low as 13. I was just looking at that. Yeah. And now it's at just regulars are non-foils are at $50. Like, it's insane. But anyways, Ramanap Excavator, I can see this getting back up to 20. I mean, it's already been at 15. I can see this even getting over 20, and then they haven't reprinted the foil, so it keeps getting. I bet you we see it in Commander product, but it'll always be like a non-foil, unless maybe they printed in another set. But I don't know. I don't see that happening. So get in at 6, get out at 20, and you'll be happy.
Agreed. And it's the best card, best chance at a value gain, even though it does have the reprints. But there are some good cards, but they've already gained their value in our Devastation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that was the other thing I was going to point out. The non-foils are $4 and $5. Spend $1 or $2 more and you get more money back on that.
Yeah. I think the pre-release foil is where I would go. Yeah. What was that sitting at? $6?
The pre-release or the launch party?
Pre-release.
Pre-release was $8.
$8. I think that's still probably the best buy.
Yeah.
Because that launch party is. Ugh.
I know. I have a bunch of them, but I got them back when they were $1.30 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was like
that was a good one.
I'll take 40 of those. Thank you. And that's not. I'm not pimping this out because I've sold them and then now I've taken them off. It's just Crucible of Worlds is just an amazing card. Lowry's been pimping that for years and years and years to play cards from your graveyard, especially play fetch lands and all that stuff.
Super good.
Yeah. So, and land is awesome. Yours is pretty freaking unique, and I think it's going to always continue. Like I said earlier is you're going to have peaks and valleys, and right now I think we're in a valley, which means that's when you want to buy. But what is your card?
I'm going to go with Solemnity, and I know Jaw is cheering right now because he's big into this too. But it makes it so that creatures and players can't have counters placed on them. So it's kind of a sideboard card, but they keep on playing. You know, they just turned all the keywords last year into tokens.
Rewind that a little bit. Counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. And then it also says players can't get counters.
Yeah, so like everything.
It hits everything, which is awesome.
And so it's really good. Like, it's so broad that it probably could start being main decked in the right thing, you know, if you think about it a little bit harder. But the foils are sitting at about $7. They've been up to 15-ish. And when you have another thing that makes it relevant, it's going to jump up to that at least, and then might come back down. So this is more of like a playing the game and then seeing when it spikes again, not necessarily an if, but when.
Right. It just needs something to spoil that works with counters, and It just spikes. It keeps doing it. It goes up and down, up and down.
It's just, this is more of a trend thing, so you want to keep an eye on it. And I'd say you can potentially play this one a couple rounds too, you know. So that's just kind of my thoughts there.
Yeah, no, I dig it. I think it's a unique card. I like the I mean, think of when they bring poison back again or whatever, this card will go up again when that happens, you know. So
all those Vorinclex decks that are out there running now.
And you're thinking this one up to 15, you were saying probably?
Yeah, I think 15 is an easy guess. So you can double it up and just, it's been there.
Yep.
So
sweet. Well, that should do it for this week. We tried to make it short and
we did not.
We
it was a lot of cards. It was a lot of cards.
I just got to play it one more time. Well, you know what? What was I going to do? It was the podcast body.
I would not be an asset physically. I have more of a podcast body.
All right. Well, that should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Check up.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bunkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
I really like the music that we've got.
Yeah. I know.
Now, like the X-Men one.
I know X-Men. I almost want to do Commander 99 or garbage every week because
for sure.